Let's be honest with ourselves. Conspiracy theories are everywhere now. Some are rooted in real corruption, genuine government lies, or provable collusion between elites. Others are total nonsense. But more often than not, even the theories that start from a reasonable place, mistrust in institutions, media bias, corporate overreach, end up veering off into a very specific, very disturbing direction. There's a meme that's made its way around the internet that says, "The deeper you go down the rabbit hole, the more the tea goes silent." It sounds like a joke, but it's not. It's a warning, because what starts as curiosity too often ends in hate. And what begins as skepticism about power frequently transforms into a centuries-old pattern of anti-Semitic scapegoating. The rabbit hole becomes the rabbi hole. This isn't an attack on those who question authority. In fact, it's the opposite. Everyone, right, left, independent, apolitical, has every right to question institutions that have lied to them. Governments have hidden atrocities. Corporations have covered up harms. Media outlets have spun narratives. And there are powerful individuals and entities that really do exert disproportionate influence over public life. Criticism of that influence is not only fair, it's necessary. But we need to draw a hard line between criticizing power and blaming Jews. Unfortunately, that line is being blurred, and in some cases, intentionally erased. Take George Soros. He funds radical DA campaigns. He supports activist groups that often encourage social destabilization rather than reform. His fingerprints are on many of the movements that have reduced public safety in major cities. That deserves scrutiny. But if you take Soros's actions and then start generalizing about Jewish control or Zionist puppeteers, you've crossed the line. You've left facts behind and entered a propaganda echo chamber where age-old anti-Semitic tropes are dressed up as modern truth. It's the same with Bill Gates. He's not a doctor. He shouldn't have been in charge of anything related to global vaccine deployment. Many people believe the COVID-19 vaccines were rushed, undertested, and coerced onto the public through manipulative policies. These are real criticisms, and people have the right to express them. But Gates's actions, like Soros's, are individual and ideological. They are not representative of any religion or ethnicity. Once again, the problem isn't the man's heritage. It's what he's done. The danger is how easily those valid frustrations are hijacked. White supremacists and hardline anti-Semitic groups have spent years building alternate information ecosystems where every theory, no matter its original focus, eventually steers toward the Jews. It's not just a glitch. It's the design. They take real problems, then quietly nudge people toward the idea of a hidden ethnic puppet master pulling the strings. At first it's Soros, then it's the Rothschilds, then it's Zionist control of Hollywood, then it's the Jews own the media. Before you realize it, the conspiracy isn't about the WEF or corrupt pharmaceutical companies anymore. It's about Jews. The playbook is old. Blame Jews for financial instability. Blame Jews for social change. Blame Jews for moral decay. It worked in medieval Europe, it worked in Nazi Germany, and it's working again now. But this time it's camouflaged behind edgy memes and YouTube documentaries and Telegram chat rooms where the truth is just a few more clicks away. People don't fall into hate overnight. They fall into it one breadcrumb at a time. That's how the tea disappears. That's how the rabbit hole becomes the rabbi hole. This doesn't mean all conspiracy theories are false, or that concern about elite influence is anti-Semitic. It's not anti-Semitic to talk about globalism, or criticize Israel's government, or demand accountability from Jewish individuals in positions of power, just as it's not racist to criticize a black mayor, or sexist to disagree with a female CEO. But when conspiracy thinking starts lumping all Jewish people together, or uses Zionist as a stand-in for secret overlords, or pushes caricatures straight out of Nazi propaganda, then we've stopped asking questions and started repeating ancient lies. And here's the point that needs to be said plainly. Anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism, because Zionism, in its true and original form, is not some global agenda. It's simply the belief that the Jewish people have the right to live safely in their ancestral homeland, in the land of Israel. That's it. That's all it means. It's no different from indigenous rights movements around the world, like the Land Back movement for Native American tribes. If you believe native peoples have a right to exist in and reclaim their ancestral lands, you can't then turn around and say Jews don't. Denying that Jews deserve a homeland in the one place they've had historical, spiritual, and cultural ties to for thousands of years is denying their right to exist as a people. And that's anti-Semitism, no matter how progressive or intellectual the language sounds. You can criticize the Israeli government. You can oppose specific policies. But when you declare that Israel itself has no right to exist, or that Zionism is inherently evil, or that the Jews are a colonizer class, despite having been native to that land since before Rome ever set foot there, you've crossed from political disagreement into racial and religious hatred. We need to be smarter than this. All of us. Left, right, libertarian, moderate, disillusioned, apolitical. The internet has created an environment where truth and fiction blur together and emotions override evidence. Anyone can fall for a good-sounding lie when the system feels broken. But that's exactly when we have to hold the line, when we have to remember history, think critically, and reject the lazy, evil shortcut of blaming an entire people for the world's problems. Because if you let yourself believe that the problem is the Jews, you haven't found the truth. You've just found a scapegoat. And the people who put that lie in front of you, who wrapped it in research, who made it feel rebellious or countercultural, they don't care about justice or freedom. They just want your hate. The deeper you go down the rabbit hole, the more the tea goes silent. That's not an accident. That's the trap. Don't fall for it.